Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Divisional Vice President of Digital Delivery, HCSC, Mark Ardito.
Hey, good morning. Good morning. Yeah, I have to concur with James. That is like the best thing about speaking on the main stage is having your 8-bit profile up there. So that's totally going to be my Slack profile picture when we're done. So like the voice said, my name is Mark Ardito. I'm from HCSC. And I'm going to talk to you about our journey of where we've been and where we're going to go. And we really don't want to be tourists on this journey. But first off, let me start with, you probably don't know who HCSC is, so let me talk to you about us, because we're not a publicly traded company. So we are the largest healthcare company that you've never heard of before. So we are the largest customer-owned health insurer in the United States, and we are the 4th largest health insurer overall in the United States. We have 15 million members, and we operate the Blue Cross Blue Shield brand in Illinois, Texas, Oklahoma, New Mexico, and Montana. 21,000 employees, and we are a purpose-driven company. You can ask any one of our 21,000 employees, and they know exactly what the purpose is of our company. So that's who we are. Sorry, and I have a cold, and I'm coming off of it, so I have a cough now, so bear with me. So this is hard. So I'm at a conference earlier this year, and I was really excited to go to the conference because a company was going to be there speaking. This company is 3 years old, and they're doing stuff in the marketplace that is really intuitive and forward-thinking. And so super excited to go listen to this company talk, and their CTO is giving a speech on this. So super excited. Go to the conference, and they're 3 years old, and he's talking about how hard this is for them. And at first I was like, what? You're 3 years old? Like, I would expect an 81-year-old insurance company to find things like this hard. How is a 3-year-old company doing this that's hard? And so I didn't really understand where he was coming from, and he had like this sort of sardonic tone to his voice, and I didn't understand if he was joking or what, but he went on, and he like went about how hard this is. And so I was with a colleague, and I looked at him, and I said, this company this guy works for, they are the exact literal definition of cloud native. They were born in the cloud. They have no idea what it means to be an 80-year-old enterprise. Heck, HCSC, our first membership system in 1936 was a notebook. We had no computer. So how is somebody going from, I'm a 3-year-old company and this thing is hard, we're an 81-year-old insurance company and we have a notebook for a membership system? Obviously, we make journeys and we go to mainframes and we go to distributed systems, and it keeps going on. But I couldn't understand what that meant. Like, how is that hard? So we take the journey, right? Okay, so we begin. About approximately 3 years ago, we figure out that we're not really good at doing software development. We're not really good at running and operating and doing those things. And our competition is just moving past us. So we need to do some sort of transformation. And so we start that journey, and we actually do that with Pivotal Labs. And so we purchase a PaaS. So we purchase Cloud Foundry, and we go to labs and start building stuff. And we do this stuff, and it goes really well. And we do this stuff, and it goes really well. And then that thing happens. And so we start to figure out, it took us 14 months to get version 2.5 of our mobile app to the market. We went to labs, didn't even save one line of code, rewrote the entire thing, and put it out to the marketplace in 14 weeks. And then we got some customer feedback, put the next version out, 3.1, in 14 days. Pretty amazing. And so we're starting to scratch our heads, how do you get this type of velocity, and why do these things happen? And so what we figure out is these things happen when you do them together. But you have to understand, it's not what we're doing. We understand why we're doing these things. See, the speed isn't coming just from because we do paired programming. And the speed doesn't come because we're working with Pivotal. The speed comes because we are doing these are behaviors that we're doing in our environment, and we are doing all of those things. We're doing all 12 and 12-factor apps. We're doing DevOps, we're doing CI/CD. Those are behaviors. And so we start to get really good at writing software. And so we're doing this for a few years and doing it really well. So everything's going well, right? Then this thing happened. And this thing hit us square in the head, and I'll walk you through what this was. One of our teams needed a single piece of data into a SOAP service that was not run by us. You know, like that whole SOA thing that happened many years ago. So it's April, and the team says, hey, in the membership system, I need that field to make it into your SOAP service and need to get exposed so my app can call that thing, right? So we're moving really fast. And so the product manager of that SOAP service says, great, well, you missed our June release, and the next release we have is October. And it's April, and I'm thinking, like, 6 months? Like, we're moving really fast on the app side, but our data side is like really holding us back and hindering us. And so we start to think at HCSC, like, well, what could we be doing about this? Why is data such this weak link? And we start to have this realization, like, well, there's so many other things that are weak links as well. What about networking? What about security? Data. You can insert all of these words that go after that. We're doing really well on the app side, but we're struggling on all the other pieces of that environment. You know, when you look at this list, how come data isn't in this list? Why not? Why isn't data in the manifesto of 12-factor? Why isn't networking in here? Why isn't security in here? Right? We understand that these things happen together and we get really good. We get bliss out of this. And these behaviors we start to implement. When we do DevOps, we get really good at it and things are happy. And we see that in the marketplace. But why aren't we doing that in data? And why aren't we doing that in networking? And why aren't we doing that in security? Insert cloud native, any word after that. How come we don't do that? Why do we limit this just to the application side? So our journey at HCSC is taking this on, right? You know, think back to the company that I talked about at the start. You know, they are a cloud-native company in the literal sense. They were born in the cloud. They don't know any other way how to operate. Us, on the stage today at HCSC, and most of you in the audience today, I've seen the list of all the enterprises that are here. We are cloud immigrants. We were not born in the cloud. We immigrated. We are immigrating to something better. We are running to the cloud because we understand the value that lies there. And we're immigrating from that. Now, a really important thing to focus on is that we don't become cloud tourists, right? We want to keep forward progress moving towards that, and at HCSC, that is what we're working on. It's the data, it's networking, it's security, it's everything that we do. It's these behaviors. You cannot limit this stuff to just application development. You have to look at this from an enterprise level, doing everything and cloud native. So the important thing and the message that I want to stress to you guys out here today is start working on this stuff. Don't limit yourself to apps. Like, we could have easily done that mobile app, high-fived each other, patted each other on the back and said, awesome, great job. We did months to weeks to days to hours, whatever, minutes, and called it a day. But we didn't, and we're taking it to the next level, and we are becoming a totally cloud-native company. Look, I want to earn my rights and my citizenship in being a cloud native person, and I don't want to be a cloud immigrant forever, and I certainly don't want to be a tourist. So, you know, that's part of the story that we're on at HCSC, is really starting to earn citizenship status at the cloud. I couldn't not do this, so let me tell you about this. This is the view from our office. It is pretty awesome. That is Chicago, and we currently look down on Millennium Park, Maggie Daley Park, Lake Michigan, and we're hiring. So take a picture of that, apply for these jobs. It's pretty fantastic. So if you want that, you can do that. So, all right, thanks a lot, everybody.